Hi, I'm Diana Scothorn, founder of the Benefit Link, and today we're going to talk a little about hidden cost of these Advantage plans. Oh my goodness, do you have a little bit of time? There are a lot of hidden costs. One thing is I really recommend is for people to really go to the back of their Advantage plan booklet and look at all the exclusions because that'll tell you a lot right there. But meaning openly, there's a lot of things that are not covered, but there are a lot of hidden costs that people do not anticipate. So one of them is that, first of all, you have copays. They tell you it's free, but it's not free. It's only free until you need it, meaning you don't pay, you pay as you go. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Take it from me. I recently, a year ago, had a little health thing that came up and ended up having a left kidney and adrenal gland removed. And thank the Lord Jesus that everything is great because God fearfully and wonderfully made us with two kidneys, two adrenal glands. I have one of each. So you can live a perfectly normal life. Better than that, the devil tried to take my life. He just got a kidney. But why am I saying this? Because I have a plan similar to how Advantage Plan works, meaning I have networks and copays because I'm not on Medicare yet. And even though I have zero prescription cost and I still am very healthy and work out 4 and 5 days a week, right now for the next 5 years, I have to go in every 4 months and have a CT scan, which is $4,200. My out of pocket is about $1,250. That's an additional $5,000 a year. That's one little bitty thing. These Advantage plans work like that. Suddenly something comes up and you've got all these little hidden costs. You have a $200 copay for this. You have a out-of-pocket expensive because of this. So copays add up. It may not sound like a lot if you have, whatever it may be, a $40 specialist copay, well, I talked to somebody last night. It was $195 on her Advantage plan per day in the hospital up to the first 10 days. It was $225 for her emergency room. It was $75 for a specialist. It was $40 for out-of-network doctor, 30 in-network. It works like that, right? Well, what happens if all of a sudden you just as an example, you fall and now you think you broke a bone and they need to run a scan and there's $1,250 you're out and you had to pay $50 for the emergency room and now you find out you need to have surgery and you have a $225 bill to go into the hospital. Now you have to have physical therapy 4 times a week, $45 copayment, another $700 or $800 a month out for that. It adds up. And I say this because it is a fact. All those little copays add up. Another thing is the in and out of network are little hidden costs because you may be going somewhere and going to a facility and it is out of network, and suddenly not only do you have to pay more as far as your copay, but there's no maximum limit to how much you can be out of network. That is a hidden cost. I had somebody just not too long ago that called in. They had an Advantage plan and they had just got their taxes done. It was right after tax season. And he said, "Can I ask you a question? I had a friend that said that the Benefit Link can answer questions about Medicare insurance." And I said, "Sure." He said, "I have an Advantage plan and I see right here that my maximum out of pocket for my wife and myself for a year would be $7,000. So my maximum is supposed to be $3,500. And I just had my taxes done. And for me alone, it showed that I had over $7,500 in expenses. How can that be if my maximum out of pocket is supposed to be just a little over $3,500 or $3,000, whatever it was?" And I said, "Well, did you, when you had your treatment in your facility of whatever you did, were you in network or were you out of network?" He said, "Well, I was out of network, but it still pays out of network." And he said, "I just had to pay a higher copayment and a little higher coinsurance, but it still says my maximum is this amount." And I said, "Well, one thing that they didn't reveal to you is that If you're out of network, that maximum does not apply, meaning the sky is the limit. That is a hidden cost. He was thinking at this amount of money he would be through, but he never anticipated out of network. He thought, yes, he might pay a little more as far as his percentage and his copays, but he thought the maximum amount he would be out was the same. That is incorrect. That's another thing that is a factor. The other thing is just your ability to be able to um, see who you want to see when you want to see them. That is a hidden cost because you have to have referrals, number one. Well, I shared in an earlier video that I had somebody that had got diagnosed with cancer and it was 6 weeks to wait for a referral. I know people that can't wait 6 weeks for a referral, and it's a matter of life or death, and they have to be treated immediately. And they go ahead and they pay for it themselves. Loved ones pay for it because they're not willing to risk their loved one's life over waiting 6 weeks. So that is a hidden expense. Another thing would be you have a wonderful doctor that you love, and now suddenly he's dropped out of the network. Keep in mind when you have an Advantage plan, you're locked in for a year. Your doctor, your hospital, the places that you go that are in the network, they are not. They can come in and out anytime they want to. So if suddenly your doctor drops out of the network, I know a lot of people that are putting money out of their pocket to be able to continue to be able to see who they want to see, or it disrupts their coverage altogether. That is a hidden expense. So the other thing is just the ability to have, and this is a little hidden factor, the ability to have the treatment you need when you need it. It costs you the ability to be able to see who you want to see, to be able to be treated like you want to be treated. And unfortunately, and I say this with utmost respect, but I have talked to people, I've been here over 30 years, that have actually lost their spouses, have gone through grief over not being able to get the treatment that they need in time. You know, I remember talking to a woman that was 89 years old and her husband was 92 and she was his caregiver and she literally took care of him, and he was in not a good way as far as his health, not mentally or physically. Here she is at this age trying to bathe him, take care of him, dress him, and her doctor said, you really need to get um, home health and get that taken care of as far as having somebody come in and help you. She couldn't get it approved. And guess what? She ended up having to pay for that out of her pocket because she was at the point she couldn't do it anymore and she could not afford to put him into a facility herself. All these little things cost money, energy, emotional energy that drains you, and none of that is worth it. All these little hidden things that people think they're getting something, just the fact of the hidden little secret of it's free. It's not free. It costs, and it can cost a lot. So just be cautious about the little things. Look at the exclusions. Check the co-insurance. Check the in-network, the out-of-network. And just speaking of that, keep in mind, you can have a doctor in network and get transferred to a hospital that's out of network. All of these things are relevant. It's hidden things that emotionally can cause a lot of pain and a lot of extra stress on your pocketbook. So I hope this helps you somewhat. I hope that you will go back and really evaluate what it is you have if you have an Advantage plan. If you have any questions at all, please click the link at the bottom of the screen, or you can call the phone number at the bottom of the screen. Please know we're here to serve you in any way we can. We want the best health care for you, and we wish you a wonderful rest of the day. God bless you. Hope this helps you.